So here's a little map of the Hakomi method. It's kind of our version of the U-curve. And so we start by an ordinary awareness, and then pretty quickly in Hakomi, we shift our client into a mindfulness awareness. We'll be beginning to have them study their experience, and that goes then to the aversion of their experience. And then they come through a turning point when there is again, with the safety, the co-regulation of the therapist, and where they're going to have a transformation of their core material, their core assumptions. And then as they're coming back out, they're going through a transformation towards integration into ordinary consciousness. And then the completion again is in ordinary consciousness. So we talk about Hakomi having basically an expanded state of awareness. So the client drops into an expanded state because it's in an expanded state of awareness where they're dropping into non-ordinary states and begin to feel experiences below their ordinary awareness. Like such a deep peace, flow states, could be a sense of oneness, a spiritual insight or awakening. And that's very important to drop into that, because that in that expanded state of awareness, the client is no longer stuck in old core beliefs or trauma states that's circling around. So having that kind of depth of dropping into this expanded state is a very key moment. So what I like to do now is I like to show you a video that's about 29 minutes long, and I chose that so that you can, and I highlighted it's a long session. It's actually, the session I think was an hour and 15 minutes. It was a demonstration in a workshop with a student, and it was allowed me to show this video. And this is, I highlighted some of the key aspects of this video, but it came to 29 minutes. So you might want to take a short break and then maybe give yourself something to write, and so that you can be really present, because it has a pacing that's very typical for a Hakomi session. There's sometimes some space, and this client was really dropping into, you can see it, dropping into deeper and deeper layers of mindfulness. And I have put a little bit of some subtitles in there so you can have a marker, or kind of a little bit of an explanation of what's happening there. But you can see in the beginning stage where I make a lot of contact, I build a relationship with the client and help her to co-regulate. There's a lot of tension that you might not outwardly perceive. This is a client, a student client that has learned how to manage, a highly intelligent person, has learned how to manage high activation arousal states, has an awareness of this material, but really what you're seeing is the individual trauma and how it connects with the family and the collective trauma. So this is a very nice arc of seeing the interconnected of these different kinds of traumas. And then you can see the different snippets of the session that I'm pulling out here. And you can see how we're beginning then to work with internalized parts. And that's very, very common. So a judging part or a protecting part, or a part that dissociates, or a part that kind of cheerleads, or a part that is kind of negated and not listened to. And meanwhile, the mindfulness drops, and there's a deep kind of dropping in at a very subtle level into her body. And at the end, you can really see the kind of embodiment that happens. So let's watch this video. And really what I want to point out is that the core wound of collective trauma is belonging. And so in this session, you really see the core theme of belonging circling around different levels. So let's watch this together. Is there any particular theme that you want to maybe give a little context for, what you want to work on?
So I was born during the Chinese Cultural Revolution, and to give you a little bit of context around that.
It brings up right away some feelings. Sadness.
Sadness.
It was a hard time.
I didn't realize at the time it was hard, but now looking back over it, I've been working on this, by the way, for very long, many years with a therapist. But there is just still something that's remaining, and I'm hoping.
So that the impact of that time on your family
On my family, and the meaning making, sense of self, sense of not belonging.
That's hard. Just give it some space, the tears, it's totally okay. Yeah. Such a central theme for you. Sounds like it's a belonging
Belonging
to a culture, belonging to a tribe, or
belonging anywhere.
belonging anywhere. So the question is, where do I belong?
Where do I belong?
Who am I, or more like, where do I belong?
Who am I? I've been working on. Okay. I have a better sense of who I am. The belonging is still really big. Really big piece.
So belonging to the earth, belonging to a culture, belonging to a group of people, belonging to a language.
That means more acceptance.
Accepted.
Accepted. My father is, my grandmother is white Russian. And so during the Cultural Revolution, we thought my father was killed because they thought he was KGB. And we didn't know where he was for a couple of years.
He just vanished?
He vanished. They kept him locked up in prison, in the dungeon. And my sister is actually blonde with hazel eyes. And I remember growing up, we were just labelled, we were picked on. I didn't get the physical, but I remember going to the bathroom, the public bathroom, and she would be beaten.
So just notice what's happening in the body right now. There's a lot of movement happening in your legs. What are you aware of in the body right now? Do you feel that tremor kind of coming on in the leg? And so this is a little bit of the fear response moving through the body. So let's just be with that for a moment. Can you feel that moving through? Is it going through the core of the body, the legs? Exhale. Good job. It's so terrifying to witness something like that. So the body, of course, registers that.
We have a feeling like we belong. We were told we didn't belong. People were quite free in sharing that with us.
So we'll just say that to you.
We'll just say,
you don't belong
you
here.
don't belong here. You're not one of us. Yeah, you don't belong. And
Your mother was Chinese.
my mother's Chinese,
So she grew up there.
yeah. And coming to Australia, thinking a new life. I came when I was 10. All I understood of the English language was the alphabet, even after whole alphabet. And we were put into like an English ESL classes. English as a second language.
Yeah.
And we were there for 6 months, my sister and I. And then we were thrown in the general public, I call it the general public. We were thrown into a high school in grade 7, year 7. And every day I remember being bullied. We were told, again, labelled every derogatory thing you can think of.
What's happening in the belly right now? What's going on in the belly there right now? Hold your heart tight in the solar plexus. If your heart's pulling in.
Yeah. Back up the throat.
Yeah, of course. Withdraw. Pull in. I'm also seeing at the same time as you're doing that, I see this incredible curiosity of connecting with my eyes, and there's some kind of lovely connection there. Is that how you're experiencing it?
Yeah. I feel seen.
You feel seen.
Yeah.
What tells you that right now?
Just the softness in your eyes.
I find sitting here with you pleasurable too. So just notice that there's the softness in our connection right now. And there's also all this stuff in the story, all this stuff happening in your body. So just notice what. Let's give ourselves a little bit of time to be with all. Yeah? We can take our time to unpackage this. Yeah. It's a pretty big story. Just a tiny bit that you just shared, and it's a big story. It's also a universal story, huh?
Well, I didn't realize that until over a year ago. It really hit me when I was sitting with the passionate retreat.
Yeah.
How common a story it is for people.
The not belonging
The
story.
not belonging story. Yeah. And I've made there's been a lot of stories, a lot of meaning making as a result of that for me. And what I'm really saddened is I really always believed there was something wrong with me.
Oh, that's how you've taken it. Yeah. Of course. You're that little, right? That's how you would take it. So much pain, huh? So much pain in the family, and so much sadness.
Distinctively when I was sitting on day 3, my dad's brother, younger brother, so I would be about 4 or 5, and he came to me and he said to me, "You don't belong in this family.
Wow.
You shouldn't be here."
What a cruel thing to say. So you got it from both sides. On the Russian side and the Chinese side. Wow.
And I remember coming back and sharing that with Mum about how that,
What she said.
and I remember she was standing across the room, and normally I'm really quite very close with Mum, as in her space, and I was very close to her. And she was standing across from the room, and there was part of me that wanted to approach her and for her to hug me. But then it just didn't feel right. I remember standing there crying, telling her the story. This was last year. And just looking at her while I was crying, and she was sad. But she also just looked back.
She just looked back.
She just looked.
Meaning, she looked back, not answering, or
No, she didn't answer.
I see, kind of helpless or not knowing what to do.
She didn't know what to do, but I knew that she saw me. She just looked. She was just looking, and
She got it.
she got it.
Yeah, but she didn't know what to do with it. Yeah. Wow, so much suffering in this family. Huh?
Everybody's trying to find their place. And, yeah,
There's the voice
yeah.
basically saying that people are always judging you.
People are always judging you.
Mm.
So that's a highly trained voice because it has really good evidence. That was true. That did happen. And you know exactly what kind of pain comes with that. Scars come with that. So you're sitting in this kind of threshold of that voice that judges, could shut down all the emotions, and this other part that feels also the vulnerability and being in your heart and your emotions is this, oh, finally I'm coming into who I am. That's a kind of an interesting decision. What just happened?
It's just something to settle.
Something just settled.
Yeah.
And follow that.
Yeah, like a real sort of letting go.
Softening. Yeah. Go with that for a moment. Go with that softening.
Because I want to trust it.
Yeah. You want to trust this feelings and the sensations in your body.
Yeah.
That softness. Yeah.
I'm also very aware that that's just there. You could just go. And she didn't trust me. I remember wanting to connect with her. And she was standing away. I was sad. She was scared. She was scared. And I just stood across from her. And slowly, I'm able to pat her hair. She had long black hair. And she was standing next to me.
Much more friendly towards you now. Accepted that part of you more. Let's go listen to her a little bit more. She has a lot to say, I have a feeling, about that time. About that theme of belonging and being shunned. I think she has a lot to offer here. I wonder if we can listen to her in your heart. Let's see what she has to say. Show us.
Interesting.
What do you hear?
The message that I get is, it wasn't all bad.
Wasn't all bad. That's what she says. Wasn't all bad. What was she remembering?
Remember for Chinese New Year, it was a time of the year that everyone looked forward to, and so the memory that's coming up is it's the only time of the year that we got something. We got something given to us.
A gift.
A gift.
Special foods.
Mum would sew. Mum would hand sew shoes, and we'll wake up and it'll be snowing. It'll be heavy snow. And we'll wake up and it would just be under our pillow, our new shoes.
Sweet. Do you have any particular shoe in that?
It was always the sole was always really hard, and Mum would have like a couple of them, and she used to stitch, so it would have taken a long time. And then there would be a canvas on top, and usually an embroidery of some sort, not too colourful. It's in the band.
Or the khaki range.
Mm. So, yeah, so she remembers that.
Yeah. So as you sit with that for a moment, with that image of her having put all this effort and love in making those beautiful shoes. And here they were, the Chinese New Year, you've got this beautiful gift. Remember putting them on? Just seeing them. Yeah. Just stay with that moment of seeing those shoes. See what happens in your body as you take in that memory. It wasn't all that bad. It wasn't all bad. It was beautiful moments of connection, relationship. Giving a gift.
Real opening.
Opening your chest.
Yeah, opening chest out, even just down my arm, I just feel really sort of warm.
Just stay with that for another moment. Really feel that warmth kind of permeating through your arms, the chest. Just see what that means to you right now as you're remembering the shoe story.
It's interesting. I'm wanting to stay in that. But then, that little communist is quite vigilant.
Okay, so she's visiting.
She's visiting.
Yeah, so let's just include her in this. That's fine. She comes up here as well. Does she have something to say about the shoes? Or about that feeling of warmth? Or what is she?
She's basically saying,
Don't have too much of this.
but yeah, don't get all fluffy.
Don't get all fluffy. Yeah, watch out.
Mm.
So interesting, again, another choice point. So you have a little bit of that, but then you can't have too much of it. It's kind of almost dangerous.
Yeah, it is that sense.
It's a little dangerous because you could be blindsided or taken advantage of. Yeah. So just notice that communist part is a kind of vigilance. Yeah? She's watching out for you. She's your guard. Right? So it's just embrace it for a moment. She's really standing guard, making sure that this little pocket of kindness, this little pocket of warmth, you can actually have it right now. So let's just have her watch it. And you can just take that in. For a moment of having that gift, the warmth, the body. And that's part of you too. This is also part of who you are, is that warm, soft, connected. That's true too.
I picture myself back in the room that I shared with my sister, and the door is over there. And before you said that, the little communist was here, and now she's keeping guard
At the door. Okay, great. So let's have her keep guard at the door. I'm so glad you had her. She made sure they could survive some of these horrible moments that you experienced. And now you're using her in a different way. She's also guarding the space. So I wonder what needs to happen. Do you need to have more of this, or do you need to do something with her? And I keep having that sense that you need to somehow turn to her or turn to that part.
I want to say to her, I acknowledge her.
Okay, you want to acknowledge her?
As in, I have been acknowledging her, even in her practices. I want to thank her, but I want for her to retire.
Maybe that feeling of that resonate in your body right now? Feel that. Really let yourself have it. Some gratitude in there, right?
It's like coming home,
Coming home. Yeah, exactly. You're home. Really feel that through your whole body right now. Yeah. So stay with that sensation of breath. There you go. That's it. Check out your body right now. So different.
tingling.
Tingling. What kind of tingling?
Gentle vibration.
Alive?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, all the way down to my feet, calf, fingers.
A real sense of embodiment. We have decisions to make about our fear of how we're going to be with it. We can soften into the fear, we can listen to it, we can have a view of wisdom, or we can get cruel, kill, torture. That's the threshold, you know. And you have chosen the path of listening to the fear. It's a decision you've made, actually. It's pretty remarkable. Can you see that?
Very softening.
Softening right here.
Yeah, yeah. Even in my little comments, the words are softening too.
Just listen to that for a moment. Just follow that softening. See what it wants, needs, wants to go.
Come back to that trust. Instead
To the
of the
heart.
heart, yeah.
It's very strong, isn't it?
Just really trusting that. Mm.
What else is there with it right now? There's no quality that's just arrived. What is this?
Acceptance.
Acceptance.
Mm. Mm.
It surprises
I
you.
think, yeah, it does. Because I think I've rejected my story. I've rejected the pain.
You just had a light bulb.
I've really kept her.
Yeah. Yeah. So stay with that for a moment. That's beautiful. That acceptance. She's not separate from you, right? She's right here. It's part of you. Breathing, sensing, feeling, helping you.
Yeah, I think she's integrated.
You feel that integrated?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay with that for a moment. See if there's images that go with it, sensations in the body. If this place could speak to you right now, if it had a little love letter to write to you, what would it say?
The voice imagining the my little girl in my heart and my little communist is outside of that, walking.
They're working together?
No, she's
She's
by
working.
herself, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm inviting her to come in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
She's curious.
She's curious.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and feel that little rocking motion, a little micro movement in your body there through your heart.
Picture her.
Yeah. What do you see?
She's leaning back into the petals.
Mm-hmm.
We're very close to the door.
Yeah. She's a little bit relaxed, but she's still she's watching the door.
Mm.
What kind of words could go with this right now?
Say to her that you're safe.
You say,
It's okay.
it's okay. You're safe. It's okay.
I see you.
She belongs to you.
Thank you.